Should we give a piece to Clifford?
Ooh, if he's good.
See what he thinks?
Grace, Graham, and their dog Clifford are excited about the unknowns as they move from Chicago to Berlin.
What will our lives look like? Where will we go first? We've been talking about this for a while.
But perhaps they should have been pondering prices and locations.
I think you're being just a little bit nitpicky here.
Yeah, because that's definitely more than I wanted to spend.
I'm having to commute 50 minutes each way.
The area around it is gorgeous.
Is that really a sauna?
This is like on your unrealistic wish list.
I feel like we need to sign on this right now.
Yeah. Oh my
You guys can
gosh.
do the rest of the tour. I'm fine just staying here.
We got our documents, passports. I think we're gonna need his pet passport. We met at university. Graham had just gotten back from studying abroad and regaled me with stories of going to Hong Kong over a game of Flip Cup, which is a very American great game involving beer. It's muddy. Clifford's gonna have fun in it. I had lived in Indiana my whole life, and just hearing him talk about his experience abroad and just the growth that it brought him was really inspiring. And so I've always wanted that. I didn't study abroad, and I felt like I could do that if we had each other. And so we have been looking for an opportunity pretty much since we met in college.
After school, I ended up getting a job at a company in Chicago that makes candy and chocolate, but the company's headquartered in Berlin. So day one, I had gone in and spoken to my boss about the opportunity to potentially move abroad to the Berlin office. And obviously she said, hold on for a little bit.
I'm starting to recognize words. Like I see a book. I imagine a bookshop.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
And now, 4 years later, Graham's work agreed to his transfer, and they're moving to Germany.
I'm definitely excited. We've been talking about this for a really long time, and it's finally all coming together, but I am anxious, just my personality. I worked at a museum in Chicago, but I found a job in a tech company in Berlin, so I'm gonna have to get used to a new industry. But Graham is different mindset than me.
I'm open to challenges. I'm open to see what the next adventure is and try to take it on as quickly as possible. I don't necessarily have a plan in place, but Grace wants to make sure she has everything known before we make this move.
Yeah, and this is not something I'm able to plan for like I usually do. It's just throwing a curveball in my usual need to control everything.
Looking for an apartment in Berlin these days is not as easy as it sounds sometimes. Berlin is very international. It's a cosmopolitan city, and it draws people from all over the world. So because of the influx, it's not that easy to find a place. It all depends a little bit on your price point.
I'd love to feel like it's an older building and that it has character. That would be awesome.
I would also, though, like to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of nicer amenities in the U.S.
Coming from where we're at in Chicago, we were close to like restaurants and things like that. So I would like to be closer to the center, and I'll be working in the center.
But also, my work is closer to Reinickendorf.
So Reinickendorf, as you know, is definitely more outside of the city.
But yeah, I don't want to feel like we're in the burbs yet.
Right. Well, how many bedrooms are you actually looking for?
2, if we could find 2, but
Okay.
I'm pretty strict on our price point, so it's not a need to have for me.
Right. What's your price point then?
2,500. I'm a little bit more comfortable going above that.
2,500 to me is what I would like to spend, yeah.
Okay.
I'm basing this a lot on what we spent in Chicago. I've seen it work there, so I want to kind of just transport that here, but Graham's urging me to spend a little bit more here, and we'll be more comfortable, and it'll help us in the long run.
Hopefully that plays out in the actual house itself.
You feel more comfortable with really
Yeah.
sticking to the 2,500?
Yeah.
All right.
She's wanting to stay within a specific price, even if that means sacrificing. I want something that's a little bit bigger, and I think if that takes spending a few $100s more, in the long run, I think it would be worth it.
So here we are in Prenzlauer Berg, one of the most popular areas in Berlin. Awesome here.
And how far away is this from my office?
Well, there would be about a 45 to 50-minute commute.
Oh, wow.
But on the flip side, it's 5 minutes to my work.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Great.
It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and it's $2,300 per month.
That'll make you happy.
Yeah.
Great, let's go.
Oh, you walk right into the kitchen. Okay. I guess it's like if you have all these windows, it's good it's the kitchen, not the bedroom or anything.
I don't see a fridge, though.
It's hidden. Well, it's down here. It's also quite small.
Looked about the size of my fridge in college, I think.
Well, actually, there's a little bit of outdoor space.
Oh, wow,
So
yeah.
there is some room for Clifford.
Yeah, this is awesome.
You still have the neighbors looking at our breakfast, though.
We lived in the city before.
This is the living area.
Okay.
And this actually used to be a cellar or storage room for dried goods. So they really did a great job in restoring these original ceilings, for this little coach house.
Yeah, I love the ceilings.
Graham, you want to try out the...
I'll try
Yeah.
out the
Is this
chair.
gonna be okay for game day? Can you see
Seems
yourself
like
here?
a weird configuration. Yeah, maybe I'll have to find a sports bar.
We could have a few friends over here, still make it work.
They have to think about what they're getting. And in this case, it's such a rare find to find a single standing home, really, in the middle of the city. So they have to look at the space, they have to look at the cost, they do have to look at all sides.
Hopefully the bedroom's a little bigger than the living room. Not quite.
Oh man, is that the only closet?
Wow, I'm guessing you're gonna take that over? Where will I put my things?
Yeah.
$200 on our budget, that would make Grace really, really happy. But being inside of the house raised a lot of questions about day-to-day living. I want something that's a little bit more comfortable to live in, a place that's easy for us as a whole family with Grace and Clifford.
Even though it is so small, hopefully we'll be outside exploring in parks and cafes. This neighborhood is nice, so.
We might not be able to have time for it if I'm having to commute, though, 50 minutes each way.
I think I can usually read what Graham's thinking. He's very concerned about the space and not having a second bedroom, but is $200 under what I was looking to spend, and that's extra money we could use for traveling and for really just experiencing our time in Europe.
A bigger apartment has both doubling down in their price versus space conflict.
We could have closet space, and then also guests could stay here in the bed.
Yeah, so it's really nice to have that second room.
But it's definitely more than I wanted to spend.
Hello, wie geht's?
I think Graham's more spontaneous. It's something that made me fall in love with him, is this yearning for adventure.
This is meine Frau Grace. This is
Hello.
Renata. We're excited to try cheese.
Danke.
You can smell. Smell it first and then taste it.
Oh. I'm a little worried about leaving Chicago, leaving a job that I loved and that I was good at for something that's more unknown, but I'm telling myself that I'll be able to gain things that I wasn't in the US, and it'll be exciting to be in the center of Europe so that we can get out to a bunch of different places and explore, but it's also really scary to move outside of your comfort zone.
Grace can be a little bit more nervous when something new is in front of her. There will definitely be some adjustments that are needed, but I think once we get settled in, we'll find all the exciting things that Berlin and Europe has to offer.
Oh,
He's tired.
very comfortable in your shop.
He's ready to stay the night.
The things that drive me nuts about Graham probably make me sound a little neurotic. Graham's energy is very hard to ignore, and I think it's usually to get me to loosen up. But I can't settle down, especially when there are so many opportunities for things to go differently than I planned.
And her plan was a city center 2-bedroom. But that's clashing with her pricing priority.
The second bedroom would be nice to have an extra space if people come stay, but I understand that might not be possible because the budget is strict in my mind. But he's really good at convincing me. He's really good at making a rational argument.
I usually like to plant a seed one day, and then hopefully the next day that seed will
long
grow, and then she'll be like, okay, maybe that's the right option.
It looks like this is snowy, just like we'd expect in Chicago this time of year.
Yes, that's at that time of year in Berlin, it can be quite snowy. To combine Grace's urge to save money and find the right space in the perfect location that she wants definitely poses a challenge for me. The fact is they might have to up their cost point a bit. As you can see, you're still in Prenzlauer Berg. This is really the heart of the old style apartments.
And so how far would that be away from my office?
It is a 45-minute commute still.
Still very close to my work.
I mean, it would be nice to be in the neighborhood, but I feel like if I'm commuting an hour and a half every single day,
Yeah.
it would be hard for me to enjoy the fun times here.
Yeah.
This apartment is a 2-bedroom walk-up, and it's $2,700 per month.
Oh, okay. So I like the idea of space, but yeah, that price is a little bit more than I was thinking.
I think we should take a look. And it's definitely a walk-up. It does have 5 flights of stairs. How do you like the orange?
I love it. What floor did you say this was on?
It is the 5th floor walk-up,
Wow.
Yeah.
like I promised. We made it. Whew. It's a long way up, but you do get rewarded with, you know, the higher up, the better view.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But for as historic as the street feels, it's not like so historic as I expected in the unit. The ceilings are a little shorter, no crown molding, things like that.
Yeah, it seems like a good mix, maybe. You get your historical feel outside, and then I get my more modern, clean feel inside.
I guess, yeah.
Why don't we take a look at the kitchen?
It's nice and open. I
Yeah.
really like that.
Yeah, we had that in Chicago. I like that. Although I see no table really for entertaining.
But, you know, in the summer and in the spring, you can sit outside and eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the balcony.
Certainly not right now, though.
Yeah.
But at least 6 months out of the year.
I think this checks so many of our boxes that we have to consider it. But I feel like my legs are still burning from going up 6 flights. With Clifford, we're gonna have to let him out at least 3 times a day. That's a lot of climbing stairs, so I think that provides some challenges.
Let's take a look at the bedroom.
Yeah, these ceilings are a little tricky over here, but I do love that we've got the cutouts for the floor to ceiling windows. These are awesome. I could see Clifford really making himself comfortable here to be able to look out. I see a lot of dresser storage solutions, but I'm worried a little bit about our hanging clothes.
Yes, I do have something for you for your hanging clothes.
Here's the closet space.
Yeah.
But yeah, with this being open, I think we'll have to really focus on keeping it tidy. You know, I don't like clutter.
But it seems like it could be a pretty good mix of like closet space, and then also guests could stay here in the bed.
Yeah, so it's really nice to have that second room, but that also brings you over what you wanted to spend.
Yeah, thinking about the price point again, it makes sense why it's that much, but it's definitely more than I wanted to spend.
The apartment obviously has a lot of pros, so it has to be on the top of our list. But I'm concerned about a long commute. I think it provides less opportunities in the evenings to kind of explore the neighborhood and experience what we want.
I think just with the second bedroom, the extra storage space, it seems like there's a lot of opportunities to make it worthwhile to spend a few $100s over our amount.
It's got, of course, the amazing view, as well as a lot of room. It's got a second bedroom and a lot of storage solutions. But to get all that, you're having to go above the amount that I had wanted to spend in my head. So I think it's gonna be hard for Graham to convince me it's worth spending that extra money for this place.
Vivian gives Graham the location he's been thinking about. And
I think with how close it is my office, fits me perfectly.
What about you, Grace? You don't look so enthused.
Yeah.
Should we get some currywurst?
Yeah, I
I've heard
definitely
it's
want
a
to
must try. Yeah. You care to get a spy currywurst?
Oh, that looks good.
Looks really good. I think the most exciting thing when I met Grace and really attracted me to her was her energy. She had such a way with getting to know people and really felt like she cared when we had conversations.
Graham has just always been such a reassuring force in my life. I know that if we're in a difficult situation, he'll bring down my anxiety level sometimes.
I feel like in Chicago, they always had pickles, tomatoes on their hot dogs. Yep.
New toppings, we'll have to get used to. I'm a planner. I also have a touch of anxiety. I just feel like I'm in this mindset of like, I want to save and have the money to do things later on.
So I have to constantly remind her of, we're doing okay. We have enough to spend a little bit more on rent or going out to eat.
Yeah. And at least has no mustard on it. That's the blasphemous thing in Chicago.
Graham is willing to spend a little bit more money, and he wants to be closer to work. But having Grace agree definitely poses a challenge for me. We are in Reinickendorf. It has less of the cafes and restaurants, but I chose this area because I thought that it would be really nice for Graham to see something that is close to his work.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, but we can't just, come out our door and be at a cafe with Clifford.
I think once we get out and explore this neighborhood a little bit more, it might work for us.
Right. Well, the apartment I'm going to show you is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Wow, that's great.
Oh,
And we are looking at $3,000 per month.
yeah. I guess I was expecting under the budget if we were going to be out far from the center.
It's close to my office and has all the space. It would be perfect for our guests. I think we maybe could make it work if it looks nice.
This is it.
Let's see
go.
it.
Yeah. Take a look.
This is beautiful.
Oh my gosh. This is so open.
Yes, yes, it's very nice and open. Here's your terrace.
Oh my gosh.
That is a lot of space.
Now I know what a terrace is. Wow, this is truly another living space outside, but we're not in the center, so we're not looking out on anything particularly noteworthy. It's Berlin.
The design is exactly what I was looking for. I think the industrial feel fits me perfectly.
What about you, Grace? You don't look so enthused.
Yeah, it's not exactly my style. I mean, the beams are historic, but not the historic charm I was thinking.
I think you're being just a little bit nitpicky here. I mean, look at the space. It's
It's a very specific aesthetic, Graham.
all right. The price is definitely challenging. $500 over is going to take a lot of convincing for Grace. But the living room area is amazing. As soon as I walked into it, I was like, we have to sign the contract right here and right now.
The kitchen. What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the design. This is great.
I don't know if we cook enough to do this kitchen justice. I mean, it's
You will become
Very
chefs,
nice.
maybe?
yeah.
Or at least we could maybe put food out to make it look nice. A little wine and cheese, maybe.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, wow.
What is this?
I don't know. I don't hate it. I like it.
I
think
can't
it's still,
stop laughing. Our bed has
Take it in.
eyelashes.
This room is huge, though. Like, look at this space.
We have room to spread out and for lots of stuff.
One more thing. Not just the bedroom, but
Is this what I think this is?
Is that really a sauna?
Oh my gosh, this is like on your wish list, but like
in?
unrealistic wish list.
I feel like we need to sign on this right now.
Yeah.
You guys can do the rest of the tour. I'm fine just staying here.
Like he will book trips just that have saunas at the hotel, and now he could have like we're never gonna leave Berlin now. I'm not gonna get to travel.
Thank you, Vivian. This is perfect. I'm just gonna stay.
I want to show you this over here.
Is this the second bedroom?
Yes.
This doesn't really feel like a second bedroom. This is, I guess, could fold out to a bed, but it's not a true like bedroom space. And then, I mean, the main thing is just it's so over what I wanted to spend. And then being further out, I can't get behind that.
I mean, I'm 10 minutes away from my work. I'll have more time with you and Clifford.
Yeah, but I mean, what is there to do around here? There's no cafes and restaurants and nightlife, and I mean, like, we're so far from the center.
I mean, I can think of one thing. I'll just be in the sauna.
With Graham sold on suburban space, can Grace drag him back to the city and perhaps to her price preference as well?
Thinking through everything, I'm still really, really wanting the Chocolate Factory loft.
Got your sauna blinders on. I mean, it was the most expensive one.
Here's a coffee shop. You want to try that?
Ooh, I see Schokoladen.
Graham's job transfer is allowing him and Grace to make a long-anticipated international move to Berlin, Germany.
What will our lives look like? Where will we go first? Where do you want to live? How will Clifford deal? It's been for a while that we've been talking about this. What did you think about the tiny coach house?
Just overall felt pretty small.
The neighborhood, though, to me was awesome.
The price is $2,300 per month.
That'll make you happy.
Yeah. There's a little bit of outdoor space.
Oh, wow,
So
yeah.
there is some room for Clifford.
Yeah.
Looks like the bedroom's a little bigger than the living room. Not quite. And how far from my office?
A 50-minute commute.
Oh, wow. What did you think about apartment with a view?
I can't say anything bad about that except for the price.
I was a little concerned. The 6 flights up.
I mean, I forgot about that because I was so like wowed by the walk-in.
It's a long way up, but the higher up, the better view.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these ceilings are a little tricky over here,
I feel like this could be perfect.
but it's definitely more than I wanted to spend. And the Chocolate Factory loft.
I love the Chocolate Factory loft. I mean, literally as you walked into it, that space is like exactly what I imagined.
But it was the most expensive one.
This is amazing.
Yeah, this is so open. Oh, our bed has
Take it in.
eyelashes.
Is that really a sauna? I feel like we need to sign on this right now.
I mean, the main thing is that price and being further out. I think
Kind
you're
of a-
blinded by the spa.
True, I might be. The tiny coach house, honestly, that was probably my least favorite and just overall felt pretty small. It'd be fine staying there for a week, but not for our whole time in Berlin. I just think it doesn't make sense for us.
Yeah, I think you're beginning to make me come around that it's not just about the money,
Yeah.
that we have to think about what's right for our lives.
So I'm convincing you.
Yeah.
Good. Thinking through everything, I'm still really, really wanting the chocolate factory loft. It feels like the best space overall. It is also closest to my office. Plus the sauna. Like, what more can you ask for?
Got your sauna blinders on. I mean, overall, it had a lot of space, but it wasn't space that I felt like really worked for us. It had this huge kitchen. You know, I'm not a big cook. A second bedroom, but it wasn't really a private space. And then it was $500 over. I mean, would we have any money left to travel after that? The room with a view is over our price as well, but it's not quite as much. That neighborhood has a lot more going on right around it. Cafes, restaurants, bars. It was the perfect area.
But after walking in, you had to then climb the 6 flights of stairs.
You know, I'm willing to compromise a little bit on the price point to get all those modern amenities you want and the space for all of us. So if I'm compromising on the price, will you compromise on the stairs and the location?
I think so. Let's do it. Should we call Vivian?
Yeah.
All right.
Clifford,
Ready?
do you love this yard? The stairs are definitely a lot, but we tell ourselves we've been, you know, eating all the German foods and drinking beer, so it's a good way to work that off.
You can't go too fast. I have a 70-pound dog with me, too.
The commute was definitely a challenge in my mind when we were looking for places, but I think our neighborhood in Berlin provides us opportunities to kind of get out and explore, try new things, try new food. Prost.
You know, we joke that we actually have explored more in Berlin than we probably did in Chicago, and it truly is home.